Hello, dear viewers. It is April 9th, a traditional review of events on the fronts of the Ukrainian. We are starting it with the Avdiivka direction. So yesterday, I said that in general, it has already been, we can say that the Avdiivka direction can be divided into two because the further move of our operations shows that, in general, our two groups that are now fighting in the north, Vidivka, Zapadny, Videivka, perform two perfectly different tasks. That is, they have the same tasks so far. To advance, but to advance in different directions. Hence, I said yesterday in my blog that I divide the Avdiivka direction into two, Ocheretyne and Karlivsky. So, yesterday in the Ocheretyne direction, our troops, I repeat, northern Avdiivka, continuing the operation that began the day before yesterday to move in the direction of Novokalynovo. Let me remind you that the day before yesterday, our troops made a dash of about 1 kilometer forward from. They established themselves on dairy farms. The enemy tried in vain to dislodge them, so our troops continued to build on their success here and advanced about half a kilometer further, capturing some of the heights southeast and east of the settlement. Moreover, this morning there is heavy aerial and artillery activity, signaling that our forces will continue their offensive operations here. For the enemy, this is not a small issue. It's a very big problem. It's doubtful that they can solve this because our troops are advancing on Ocheretyne from two directions, Berdichi and Semyonovka, where we are gradually piercing the enemy's defenses. Our assault aircraft are trying to connect the two breakout points, Semyonovka and south of Berdichi. The union of these two breakouts is creating a new problem for the enemy, who now feel more isolated from Ocheretyne. Getting to Ocheretyne in this area is our most critical objective because we can then push further from Ocheretyne, anywhere. Even to the rear of the enemy's Tourette's grouping. This is to the northeast, even to the rear of the line of defense that the enemy drew for himself as the main defense after the loss of Avdiivka. For the enemy, the loss of Ocheretyne is a key problem, which of course they will solve in every possible way. Well, our troops, of course, will try to draw this problem for the enemy, albeit no less important, but nevertheless important, is the direction of Karlovskoye. The day before, having taken the enemy's strongholds opposite Nitailov, they created a very bad situation for the enemy. Because according to the line of defense, even though it was built and improvised, is nevertheless the only line. The defense here between Umanskoye and Netailovo was broken. The enemy tried to knock us out with counterattacks, but failed. I think that in the future our troops here will also build on their success, thus ensuring the right flank of the Krasnogorov offensive, where some of them have not yet been confirmed. The village of Pervomaisky has been completely taken under our control. Rather, the enemy has already abandoned it. The troops are now trying to clean it, and this in turn complicates the situation for the enemy between Pervomaisky and Nevelskoye. And I think the enemy strongholds here will soon collapse too. This goes deep into the back of Krasnohorivka, which our troops entered again from the southeast yesterday, landed down the railway, meaning the battle for Krasnohorivka has resumed again with renewed vigor. Again the same. Cabs are working in the city, so everything is as usual on other parts of the front, slightly south of the Novokalynovo area. There are constant battles here. The enemy even acknowledges our advance. But let me reiterate, unfortunately, the western outskirts are still under the enemy. The enemy is resisting very stubbornly, despite being surrounded here from three sides. It's a very key area, and the enemy is holding on with all they've got, as they say, by their teeth. But in any case, I think the outcome of these battles is already inevitable, and even the enemy understands this. He is simply trying to prolong the resolution.